On that note, I invite on stage someone who has been instrumental in making the ASER survey what it is today. Dr. Wilima Wadhwa, Director of ASER Center, for the opening address.
Thank you, Shweta. Good morning and a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for making the time to be with us today. This year is special, like Shweta said. It's not only the 30th anniversary of Pratham, but it's also 20 years since ASER started. So I'm really happy that all of you could join us today. And to all our partners, volunteers, ASER associates, Pratham state teams, and good friends from here and abroad, welcome and thank you for being with us through this journey. I know that many of you could not be here today, but we miss you and we hope that you're watching the release somewhere. ASER is back after a year. As you know, we started a new cycle of ASER in 2016, wherein the nationwide ASER in all rural districts of the country is done every other year. This cycle was interrupted in 2020 by the COVID pandemic, and ASER 2022 was done after a gap of 4 years, and it remains one of the few sources of data on the impact of the pandemic. 2 years later, the economy has fully recovered from the COVID shock. In the education sector as well, there have been many developments. Most importantly, a new national education policy was introduced in 2020 with the first time focus on foundational literacy and numeracy. The policy explicitly recognizes the importance of FLN skills and sets goals for achieving universal foundational skills in grades 2 and 3 under the Nipun Bharat initiative. As early as 2021, many states had started various programs to improve foundational skills in primary grades. ASER 24 estimates are therefore extremely useful for a variety of reasons. They provide one more data point after 2022 to verify if the changes that we observed post the pandemic have persisted or has the economy reverted back to its previous trend. On the learning front as well, states have continued to push ahead with a variety of measures to improve foundational learning in primary grades. Given that the ASER assessment is essentially a floor-level foundational assessment, data from ASER 24 will also be helpful in tracking the progress we are making towards achievement of FLN skills in early grades. ASER 24 gives information for 3 age groups. Young children in the age group of 3 to 5. The importance of these early years is well recognized, and the national education policy makes a big push towards universalizing preschool education. Many states have also started to mandate age 6 as the minimum age of entry into grade 1, recognizing the adverse effects of underage enrollment. There is also a lot of fluidity in the enrollment patterns of this early age group. And ASER 24 will be one of the few sources that gives state and national estimates for enrollment patterns of young children in the age group of 3 to 5. Next, we look at elementary school children in the age group of 6 to 14. Like every national ASER, this year too, we have estimates on schooling and learning for this age group. Our reading and arithmetic assessment has remained the same in terms of sampling, methodology, tools, so as to be able to provide comparable estimates over time. And ASER remains the only source of trend data for learning outcomes in rural India. Finally, we look at older children in the age group of 14 to 16. For the first time, ASER 24 gives estimates of digital access, usage, and ability for this age group. The pandemic jump-started the digital transformation of rural India, with smartphone coverage almost doubling between 2018 and 22. Last year's ASER focused on digital readiness of youth, but because it was done in only 1 or 2 districts in every state, it did not give state-level estimates. So this year, we've added some of the questions from last year's ASER for the 14 to 16 age group. As always, we've had great participation in ASER this year with 641 partners and over 25,000 volunteers. We would have liked to have all of them here, but unfortunately that's not possible, and our ASER and Pratham teams also had to return to get ready for their state releases. We have a very special release planned for you today, but before I hand over to Shweta, I'd like to give a very special thanks to the entire ASER Center and our DTP team, who have worked so hard to bring this report to you today. Every year, in the rush to get the report out in time, we often forget to wish all the people, past and present, who have been involved in this effort. So I want to end with thanking each and every one of you. A very, very big thank you.